Hi guys, this is Kim. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Looks like we got everything fixed and we are back live from Swirly Doo's camp. And again, what we're doing is an altered bottle. We got these nice bottles in our swag bag for Swirly Camp. And who doesn't like an altered bottle? So this is what it looks like. I've done some prepping on my bottle already. Alright, so this bottle is covered with some clear gesso. And it's got a nice frosted look. I guess if you want to frost your bottle, you could cover it with some clear gesso, but it flakes off pretty easy, so you'd probably have to seal that. But so that's the prep work that I've done on my bottle. And I've also got some metal pieces here that we're going to be adhering to it. And I did like a light coat of white gesso on a couple of pieces. I left the bigger piece, and so I'm just going to go ahead and do some gesso on that as well. Real share. And I'm going to make sure I cover everything. This is just some metal pieces. We've got some clouds moving in and out, and I think that's the problem with our Wi-Fi, but we're just going to work our way through it, and hopefully we don't get kicked out permanently. What I was saying about my trinkets, a lot of these I think are leftover pieces from like some classes that I've taken and bits and pieces from leftover Swirly Doo's past kits. I just kind of tend to throw them all in the box. And now with covering these with gesso, you want to make sure you get in all the little nooks and crannies. Because again, remember, I'm gonna go over this with some rust paste. And we want to make sure that it adheres to everything. I've stuck a little pearl in the center of this. So I'm covering that too. Doesn't have All right, now I've got it all painted. Now it's just a matter of, and I'm going to turn this around this way. I'm going to try and work upside down so you guys can see. Now it's just a matter of adhering these onto the bottle. And I'm going to use some 3D gloss gel to do some adhering. No, where's my other paintbrush? You know, everybody's got their favorite paintbrush for using certain things. Got a little wooden palette here. We'll squeeze out some gloss gel. Now this is going to take a little bit of time because this is a glass bottle. And you want to make sure you have a good amount of gloss gel on your pieces to make sure that they hold. And I also have my leaves coming off the side just to give it a little more visual interest. So this is what we look like. They're not quite dry yet, so can't lift it up too high. But we're going to hold those in place for a couple of seconds or a minute or so to let those adhere. Put that in there so I don't mess up my brush. And what we're going to be using is, we're going to be using the Patina Rust Effects. So we're going to be using the blues, the green. Oh, let me put those over here so you can see. We're going to be using the blue, the green, and the brass. All right, your rust paste, it's a 3-paint system. One of your paints is nice and thin. The other one has a little bit of texture to it. It's a little grittier, and then the third one is a lot grittier. Well, the 3 paints combined, depending on how you apply them, will give it that patina rust effect. And the reason that we put the gesso on the bottle is to give this paint something to grab hold onto, because you know your bottle's a little slick. And so we really want this stuff to hold on to. Same thing for the metal pieces. So, and that's the other reason you want to make sure your pieces are kind of are really stuck down. You don't want your pieces to slide off as you're applying this. Now you can use it with a regular paintbrush. I like to use like the Pouncer brushes. I've got some that have the round tip to it, and then I've got some that have the flat tip to it. Now, when you're using your rust paste, you can start with any color. I like to start with the copper or the brass first. I like to start with the thinner color first. And you just go ahead and paint it on, and we're doing the whole bottle. And you can miss spots. It doesn't have to be complete coverage. Because again, you're going to go in with the other colors. You're trying to come up with that patina look, that rusted patina look. And again, still, I'm kind of holding on. And with the pouncing on, it's giving it some added texture. And now I'm going to take my round brush. I want to go in with some of my blue. And I want to get into some of these little detailed areas. So I'm taking my blue. I'm just pouncing that in there. The best part about this is you really don't have to wait for the layers to dry in between. You can just get in there and start adding. And I'm going to go in with some of my green. And I'm basically just working on the front of this right now. So you can see. And as you're adding this, you'll be able to see which colors you want to use more of and which colors you want to use less of. It's like now the way it's looking, I'm probably going to end up adding more blues to it. And that's just my personal preference, but you'll see as you start to work with it what combination of colors and how much or how little of each one that you prefer. And again, this is a lot easier once your embellishments are dry and in place. But for time's sake, it's the one thing about doing things live. And again, you just keep layering and layering and layering until you're happy with what you have. Chrissy's here with us. Hello, Chrissy. Anybody have any questions yet? I think Jan might be around to answer some questions. All right, I think Jan may even want to stick her head in and say hello. There's Jan.
Don't look too close, no makeup. Good morning, ladies.
So, here's a quick look at how it's looking so far. You see that? That's that rusted patina look now. And it's just a matter of layering your colors how you... All right.
That's in and out. They're not able to get on for hours. I'm talking about, I heard this flutter scream. I'm like, shit, the window's open.
No, can't hear it. So, who else is here with us? Come on, guys. You guys got any questions yet? A lot of the things that I'm using, again, I told you the metals are kind of from my metal stash, but A lot of this stuff can be found at Swirly Doos, either from past kits or the Swirly Doos Kit Club. And if you've never been, our website is www.swirlydoos.com. Join us. We have lots of tips and tricks in our forum.
You are on a little bit of a delay, so.
Okay, nannies. We have lots of challenges. Some of them you don't even have to be a Kit Club member to join. So we'd like to have you there. Come on over and visit us. Take a look around. I'm sure you're going to love our kits and you're going to want to join. And here's a little trick for you. If you join our Kit Club, mention my name, Kim, you'll get 10% off your first kit. And you'll also get a coupon for, oh, I mixed my brushes. You'll also get a coupon for 30% off at the store. So you can buy some of this fun stuff and you can do some of these tutorials that we've got. Our YouTube site's got tons and tons and tons of tips and tricks on our website and lots of free videos of tutorials on our YouTube site. All right, ladies, what I did was I went and made an executive decision. My stuff wasn't drying, so I'm going to go ahead and do the whole bottle. I'm going to do those separately, and then afterwards, I'm just going to go ahead and attach them and let it sit so they can dry. We've got a storm coming in, so I don't know if that's what's giving me the problem. But since I mixed my brushes here, but so far this is where we're at. Excuse the empty space, but I am going to fill that in since I don't have my embellishments there. I can get that all filled in behind it. I'm loving the mix of the blue and the brass. And then just to add in a little green to lighten it up a little bit. Let's get to the other sides of this. So, any questions? Anybody? Bueller? One of my favorite movies. As you can see, that's what the front of it's going to look like. I decided to keep it fairly simple, so all we're going to do is decorate the front. The rusted patina look, I think, gives it a lot of interest itself, so I don't think the bottle itself really needs a whole lot. You may want to add something to the back of it, or you may want to add a little bit more to it yourself. But for me, just that one centerpiece and then those few things hanging off the edge give it enough visual interest for me. And I thought about adding some lace to it. I just didn't like the way the lace went with the metal. Maybe I just don't have the right lace with me. Maybe once I get home. You know, when you're out at a crop or especially swirly camp, you're traveling, you really don't have everything that you have in your own scrap room, and so you just don't have the right piece. And I think that's kind of what's going on. So maybe when I get home, I may add some adjustments to it. If I make some more changes to it, I'll post and show it to you. All right, so I've got pretty much most of the brass all over the bottle. And again, I didn't cover the entire bottle. I've got some empty spaces. Then I'm going to go in with the blues and just mix that in. And again, you can add this in a smooth fashion or you can pounce it on. I like the pouncing. Again, it gives it another set of dimension. Even though your rust paste have texture to it, when you're doing the pouncing and mixing, it just gives it a little bit more dimension. Just a little more depth. And don't forget you're doing the whole bottle, so make sure you go all the way up to the top with it. No rhyme or reason, we're just doing it. And I'm going over some places where I actually do have the brass color and just kind of mixing in. Kind of pounding it in. This would be something kind of fun to do on a day where you've had a bad day and you just need to pound something. Come in, get some rust paste out in a bottle or something and start pounding on it. This is also fun to do on chipboard. Anybody want to check in and tell me where you're watching from? I'm trying to do this and view comments as well. Get some up around the top. Now I'm going to go back with my green. The green is super gritty, super textured. Okay, I was doing good with my one little leaf piece. Thought it was adhered and now it's just slid off on me, but we're going to stick that right back on because it was holding up pretty well. We're going back in. Oh, it looks like that one gave up on me too. But we're going to take some of that green. And don't worry about if you feel like you've put too much on of one color. Like right here, looks like I got a lot of green right there. You can always go back and layer one of your other colors on top of it and blend that in. That's what this rust paste is all about. It's all about blending until you get it the way you want it to look. And so with the green, what I'm trying to do is soften some of the, what I call the hard edges of where I was just tapping stuff on. But as you're using this, you'll see how super gritty the green is and how it really stands out. I'm going to go back with some blues right in here. And then I'll go back with that and blend that some. I'm really liking how this is turning out. Just not liking that my embellishments wouldn't adhere. I could have pre-done it, but I wanted you guys to see. And so here's our patina bottle. Oh, I missed some spots in the back where I want to add some more green to it. And that's the thing, take a look at it and make sure you've got it everywhere you want it and looks the way you want. Get some stuff blended in. The green really softens some of the shininess of the brass, especially if you want this to look really rusted. You can go over it with the green and it'll take off some of that shininess. Because if you're trying to go for the rusted effect, I really don't think you want it shiny, or at least I don't. And then just check your bottle out again. Make sure you've got it the way you want. Right here, you can really see some of the texture on there. Hi, Heather. How are ya? So there's all that texture from all of this. I'm not sure, but it's okay. I can see you the way you are. It's fine. Here, I may soften this up a little bit right here. Ow. I don't like hard edges on stuff, so I try and soften everything up around the edges. So that's the bottle. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to sit this here. Oh, I don't want it in the way. I'm going to set these aside. No, I'm not, because we're going to finish on our embellishment pieces. And I forgot I had a little tiny butterfly to add to. So basically, I'm doing the same thing to my embellishment pieces, my metal pieces. I'm going to go back in with some of the brass. And then back with some blues. And I really like how this works on metal. And again, for the metal, I just did a light coat of gesso. Isn't the rust paste fun, Heather? And now I'm going to grab some of the green. To go in. But I really want more blues. I'm a blue kind of girl. So I really like a lot of the blues. Oh yeah, I'm happy that this, if you haven't heard, and what Heather just said is that, you know, they're releasing the rust effect in larger bottles now. These are great for traveling the small size, but if you're doing a large project, you could easily blow through this entire bottle. So now they're releasing them in larger bottles. So you don't have to worry about that. And you know us scrappers, the bigger the better, right? So, all right, so I love how the flower turned out. Here's our flower. And see how cool it looks on metals? And here are my little leafy pieces. And here's our other little leaf. We do our little butterfly real quick. And then we're going to try and re-adhere these. Oh, that's got to go. Back to our bottle. And then we're kind of done with it. Tiny pieces are kind of hard to do, especially since I'm using bigger brushes, but we'll work it out. Even if we have to work it out with our fingers. Because you know us scrappers never mind getting dirty. Put some of that through there. right, so we've got our little butterfly done too. Let me put my brushes in water before they get hard. Hush, Jan. Also, what I pulled out too was a little metallic wax. They may try and add to this as well. All right, so now we're back to our bottle, and I'm gonna get these things adhered before we get off of here. Since my 3D gloss gel wasn't drying as fast, I'm gonna try with some Fabri-Tac. Oh, Tina, I'm sorry it won't let you watch the video. What kind of trouble are you having? Maybe we can help you. And are you trying to watch from your phone? Hopefully you can hear me, Tina, and we can get you on. All right, guys, we're going back in with our embellies. We're going to hold those for a minute. This seems to be working a little bit better. Should have tried that in the first place. Let me close up my rust paste. Look at that. So far, so good. Now we just got to get our little metal piece on in the middle, and it's full of some 3D gloss gel, so hopefully this will let me do it. Whoops, sorry about that. Cell phone. One of the things about being live. All right, let's hold that down for a minute. So I'm going to take some of the rich copper wax and brush some on my finger and just lightly go over some of the high points once we know that this is holding. And it seems to be holding a lot better. And we got to get our little butterfly attached too. I think that's a good spot for our little butterfly. Slide him in right there. Get everything holding. Hope everybody's having a scrappy Saturday. Like I said earlier, we're having a little bit, some storms rolling in, so it's a good day for us to be in scrapping. And just so you guys know, you're missing it at Swirly Camp. We're having a great time. All right, that's holding a little bit better. So here's the front of our bottle. You guys see that? So, yeah, what are you scrapping, Heather? That's the front of our bottle. And now I'm just going to take a little bit of wax. Yeah, we wish you were here too, Heather. It'd be a great time. Okay, the wax I'm using has got a little bit more of a red tint to it. My aged brass, which would have been perfect, got damaged in transit here, and we can't get it open. It got bent, so we're fighting with this. Ah, can't wait to see it, Heather. So I'm just rubbing some of the wax, just hitting some of the high points. And actually the red tint goes really well with our rusted patinas anyway. And again, we're just trying to highlight some of the stuff, so I'm just brushing a little bit on. And enjoying the smell of the waxes.
Uh-huh.
Of course it's cocktail time, Heather. As soon as I'm done with this video, we're going to have lunch. And lunchtime means cocktail time at Swirly Camp. Well, actually, waking up is cocktail time at Swirly Camp. Because we're all off. All right, so we've added a little bit of the rich copper to it. And let's see if you can see those little red highlights in there. See how close I can get it before it blurs. Come on, focus. There's just little red highlights. Well, no, actually, Heather, you're an hour ahead of us. So here's our bottle. Just a simple rusted patina bottle. Where's my lid? I've got my lid here. Don't know what I'm going to do with the lid yet, but that's the lid to it. So we've gone from this to this today. Any questions, you guys? Well, thanks for joining me on my second Facebook Live video. It's been fun, even with our little glitches in the video. Hopefully you guys stuck through with that with me. We're going to be doing this a little bit more, so please leave us some comments. Let us know what you like to see, about how long you'd like the videos to be. And again, please join us at www.swirlydoos.com. That's our website. And we also have the Swirly Doos Facebook gallery. So if you're not a member there, please join us over there. We've got lots of tips and tricks and tutorials and videos and challenges. So we'd love to see you over there. And again, let me know what you thought of the video and what you'd like to see in some other videos. And again, if you decide to join our club, mention my name, Kim. You'll get 10% off your first kit and a coupon for 30% off the store where you can stock up on all these goodies and make all these fun things. You guys have a wonderful and safe Saturday afternoon. And this is Kim from Swirly Camp. Bye.